The following episode of Dad vs. Daughter was made possible by a contribution from IDW Games. Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad.
I'm Megan the Daughter.
And today we are going to play Tower of Arkhanos.
Yes, this is from IDW Games.
Now this is a game where we're going to be drafting dice every turn, and we're going to be building towers. We're going to have little wizards. You think one of those...
levitate?
Do they levitate?
Like
well, I don't know. But you'd think if Dumbledore could levitate, he might have survived falling off the tower. Wow. Oh, too soon? Hope that wasn't a spoiler. You know, it's been a few years. So let's just check it out. We're going to set up the game first by taking these four special floor tiles because they have these purple pillars on them. We're going to shuffle those up, and then we are going to keep one with that side up in the middle. That's our central tower. And then we're going to flip the other ones over and put those as our outer towers. Now, you can see these give us basically the requirements that we need. We're going to be placing meeples and dice on these in order to activate the special pillar powers. And then once we have completed all three pillars, then we're going to complete the floor. We're going to score it. So in this case, we need either a 1, 3, or 5 with a purple dice in order to go here. Now, it could be any combination. It could be all 1s, all 3s, all 5s. It could be 2 1s and a 3. It could be 3 3s, you know, just as long as it's a 1, 3, and a 5, unless we use a special power in order to basically break the rules a little bit. On this one here, we can put any red as long as it does not match any other red that is already on that floor tile. And then finally, we have this one, which will take only a 1 or a 2 blue die.
But what do those pillar powers do?
Oh, well, glad you asked, Megan. So when we place a die in our meeple, on this one, we're going to get 2 victory points. This will give us 1 victory point for whatever floor of the tower we're on. So on the first one, it would be 1 point. On the second floor, it would be 2, and so on. And then this one allows us to add one of our meeples, our apprentice, or we have one master. We can either add him to our spell book, or we can add him to another tower without a die. Whenever we add a meeple to another tower, when we don't place a die, then we don't get to activate the pillar power that the pillar power, yeah. Mm-hmm. We don't get to activate that. And then they also, whenever we fill these up, normally the pillars, normally the meeples would come off, but if there is a meeple there without a die, then he stays there for the rest of the game. Now, the difference between our meeples, our apprentice, and our master is the master has a star hole in him.
And he has a little hat.
And he does have a nice little wizard hat. Because we call him Dumbledore. At the end of the round, we are going to place 1 die on the mana pool. In a 2-player game, we're going to play 8 rounds. In a 3-player game, we would play 9. And this symbol here is going to be used in a future expansion. But also down at the bottom, it shows how we score. So when we complete those floors of the tower, if it's one of the outer towers, so either that one, or that one, you can see that whoever has the most prestige is going to get 6 points. Whoever has the second most is going to get 4. And if there's a tie, each player is going to get 3. On the central tower, which is the easier tower to complete, if you have the most influence, you're going to get 3 points. Second most, you're going to get 2. And ties are only going to score 1. And you can see the little diagrams that they have right there in order to kind of show that off. Let me show you what our spells look like. So if we are on the number 1, you can see it says lesson 1 is manipulate. You get to activate any other spell in the spell book. Lesson 2 is shift. You can treat a die with you are placing as 1 number lower or higher. Lesson 3 is the flip. You get to flip a die on the table to the opposite side. And on the table means that it is not in a tower. So it's going to be, in this case, it's going to be in our little dice tray there. Lesson 4 is morph. We can treat a die as if we're placing a different color. Number 5 is exchange. We get to swap a die on the table with a die in the mana pool. And number 6 is swap, where we get to swap a die on the table with the die on the top floor of the central tower. Once we complete a tower, once we complete a floor, we're going to flip over the next tile in the stack, and we'll place it there, and it will show what the next requirements are for that tower.
However, the central one always stays wild.
Yes, the central one is always wild, and that means that you can place any color, any value there that you want. Now, it doesn't say this in the rule books, but this is the way we've always been playing. You'll notice that the purple ones, they have this star, and the star in the rule book shows that that is worth 1 victory point. So that's kind of how we've been going off of that. I've had other people that I've seen on BGG ask the same question, and other people say that they just treat it just like this, where they get to place a spell. So we always play that, hey, it's a star, you're going to get a point. And I think that is all there is to set up. So let's get ready to play. Of course, the rules say that you can randomly pick who the first player is. Megan will be the first player.
I randomly picked that myself.
Yeah, so what she's going to do is, in a 2-player game, she's actually going to pull out 5 dice, and then she is going to roll them. And you can see this is
mine.
Her dice tray, because it says daughter.
All right, so we have a blue 1, 3, and 4, a purple 1, and a red 6. I can place any of those wherever I like. But I think I'm going to take this 6. I'm gonna put there. Score 2 points.
And you always have to place a meeple when you place a die.
Yep.
Okay, I will take this 1. And yeah, I'm just going to put my regular apprentice on there. And I think I'll take
The
2 points.
All right. I'll go ahead and take that purple one. And we'll go there for another 2.
Okay, so I have a 3 and a 4.
Yep.
Can't really do anything with them, so I will take a normal apprentice, and I will just place him on the central tower there. And like I said, we're playing that we get 1 point for that, just for the first tower.
So that goes there.
Yep. Bag passes to me, and that's the end of the round. Nobody has completed any of the floors.
Nope.
1 more here. Okay.
Blue 2 and 3, yellow 4 and 5, and a purple 2.
That's
Yeah.
a 4, yeah. I'll go ahead. I'm going to take that purple or that blue 2.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to place him on the +1 dude. Now, I can either place him on a different tower, or I can take him and I can place him in my spell book, but he has to go on the number that I place there.
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put him on the number 2 in my spell book.
All right. Ooh, I don't really like those that well. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and take this one, and we'll just take a point. Cash it. 5.
All right. I'm going to use my master.
Ooh.
And I think I will take this purple die.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my master here. So this, like I said, will give me a point. Now, because we have completed this floor, we figure out who has the most influence.
You do?
I do, because my master gives me 2 influence and my apprentice gives me 1. So Megan only has an apprentice there, so I win 2-1. We take our meeples back, and we look.
Central.
It's a central one, so since I had the most, I'm going to get 3 points, and Megan will get 1. And because it's a central, we will not, or excuse me, you get 2. I'm sorry.
Wait a second.
We're going to take the next tile, and we do not flip it over. We leave it on that side.
Yep. I try to make it so it's on the dice.
Nice and pretty.
Well, I feel like it's more structurally sound that way.
Are you an engineer now?
Yes, apparently, you know. I'm gonna take this one, And drop him there, and that gives me the 3 ability, and that goes there.
All right, now back to Megan.
Alrighty. 1, 2 red.
A lot of reds.
3, yeah, and two purples. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just take that one. Put my master there on that, and then that was, oh, I already used a 3.
Yeah, you can only have a meeple on each number once, so.
Take a point instead. Do that.
Doing that one,
Yep.
and you put your master there.
You did. You
Um,
want to go ahead and put the 2 there?
yeah, I think
Score
I'm
it.
going to, because you're going to get a point now. Here's the thing. I have this covered, so I probably want to place a meeple on another tower.
Score that one. That would be all you.
I could do that. However, I think what I'll do is I'm just going to place him right there.
Okay.
So we'll take our meeples back. Since that's an outer tower, Megan will get 6 points.
Yep.
And I will get 4. There's your 6. There's my 4. And what do we got next?
Purple.
No matching purple.
Which was essentially the same as the red below it. Alright, take that. And we'll put my master. Nope, I can't take that one.
No, that's needs a 1, 3, or 5.
Oh, that's fine. Drop them there. Yeah, that was 2 points.
Okay. I'm going to take the 3, and I'm just going to place that here. And I'll place a meeple on my number 3 in my spell book. Goes to the mana pool.
Go.
So you can see this game plays really fast.
Especially 2-player.
And if you've been following on our Facebook page, you'll know that we've been getting a couple of these in over our lunch period because it plays so fast, even with 4 players.
Alright, 1 red 1, 1 blue 6, and 2 5 yellows and a yellow 1.
Well, here's where I think I'm going to use my spell. I'm going to use my flip on that 6. I'm going to flip it to the opposite side, which is a 1. Cool. I will place it here.
That's all you.
And I get 1 point for that.
That's
and then
outer.
Because I have the most, it's an outer, I get 6 points.
Nicely done. There you go.
All my dudes back.
Yep. It is 1 and 2 for red. So I'll just go ahead and jump on that there. We'll go ahead and take the 2 points. There you go. So stuck with yellows.
All right, well, I'm going to take a 5 yellow, and I'm going to place him with my master there. So that's a 5. I'll place it over here on my 5. So I'll score, and I'll have the most influence because I have my master and my apprentice.
So I'll get 2 points. You'll get
It sounds like they're Sith.
I mean...
I get 3 points. Megan gets 2. Oop.
So does that mean...
Dumbledore goes off.
Oh my god, no, it's too soon. I mean, as long as you're not, you know, killing some younglings, I think we're okay.
All right, your turn.
Oh.
It's your turn now. It's like
what was that? I was going to say, was that Carcassonne? Yeah. I'll just take that one, and we'll drop it there. And that's a 5.
Right.
So that goes there.
All right.
Thank you. Okie dokes. I don't really like any of those, but I will take that one. There's one with it. I was like, where'd he go?
The master. The master.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the new master.
I like him.
And Doctor Who.
He's interesting. I don't know where he fits. I don't think he's after Missy.
You know, I didn't like Missy at first, but then I kind of did.
Yeah. He's just Michelle Gomez. She did good. Anyway, I'm going to score that.
You will score this. You're going to score 6 points. I will score 4. However, I will not be getting my meeple back.
You will not.
And
I like Sasha.
take that.
He's a little out there. But I like him. Alrighty, so that's a 1 and 2 yellow.
That's a 1 and 2.
Doesn't work. You cannot really place anywhere. without
Actually, I
manipulating
can't.
some dice.
I'm going to take that 3. I'm going to use my shift where I can treat a die that I'm placing as one number lower or higher. I'm going to make that a 2.
Nicely done.
And
2 points or another meeple?
You know, I'm going to go there and I'm just going to take the 2 points.
Gotcha.
Actually, I'll just throw 1 in there. Take
Cool. I'm going to swap a die on the table with a die in the mana pool. I'm going to take this one and I'll swap it for that one. And we will put that right there.
2 points for you.
Yep. Alright, 3 blue or purple 2.
Oh, I don't like any of these.
What do you have? You have an exchange?
Yeah, I'm just going to take that blue 3.
Got you.
And I'm going to put it there and put my meeple back on the 3. That was the last die.
Yep.
It's going to go up there. Wow.
Alrighty. Well, you got a 1 for the red tower that you've got majority.
Yeah.
Would have majority.
And it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Which guy I put there. I'll put my master just because.
Alrighty.
But I can place a meeple elsewhere if I would like. You know what? I'm gonna place him on my 1.
Okay.
So I will get 6 points
Yep, already got my
from that
points.
tower. You got 4.
Yes, there's your dudes back.
My dudes.
Alright, 2, 4, and 6 in blues.
There are no blues.
No blues, but there's some purples. There's purple that hasn't been used yet. So we'll just go ahead, do that, and put the 4.
Put the 4.
So red 3 and 6 and purple 2.
Well, I'll use my master. I think I'm going to take that 2. And I'm going to place him here.
Nice.
So I'll be able to place my guy on the 2.
You get 2 points, you'll get 3.
Yeah. Central tower, it's so easy to score. That's why that isn't worth very many points.
A 5 and 6 of blue and purple.
Yeah, that's a kind of a cool.
Nice.
Floor.
I am going to treat my die that I'm placing as a different color. And we're just going to drop that there, get 2 points for that, and I have majority there, because I'm the only one there.
Yeah, you're going to get 6 more points
for me.
And this is going to go to the dice, or the mana pool.
2, 4, 6, and the red's there.
Your turn.
Alrighty. There's a 4. I will take that. And I'll put my wizard there.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And I'll get 3 points for that.
You're a hairy wizard.
I think it's just a hobbit.
Oh,
wizard.
Man.
Okie dokes.
I think what I will do, let's see. I am going to do my flip spell. I'm going to take that 6. I'm
Make it a 1.
Flip it to a 1.
Nicely done.
And I think I'll just go there and I'll take 2 points.
Cool.
I'll just throw that in and take a 3.
Nice. It's a 4. I'll do that. Flip a dice on the table to its opposite side. So 3 becomes 4. We'll drop that there and put that on the 4. So
well,
3 and 4 purples.
And is either one of those your
one's my
Alright.
master wizard. Master
well,
builder.
I want to get in on that. So I am going to take the 4.
Do your morph.
And I'm going to... Huh? Oh, I have a 1.
Oh, the 1. Yeah, you can do it.
So I'm going to do the morph, and I'm going to make that basically a blue. I'll place it there.
Cool.
And I'll get 2 points.
I score. No, you'll get.
I
you'll
get
get
2
points
points
from
for that, and then I'm going to get a 4. So we're each actually going to get 6 points out of the whole deal.
Alright.
And that was that one. So we are ready for the final round.
There's your meep.
Thank you.
Oh, dice. So leave 1 dice in the baggie.
Yeah.
So that is a 1, 3, and 5 red.
And I pulled 1 red.
Well, you can put the 1 there.
Look at that. Yahtzee.
Wow, that's a wrong game for this.
Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers.
You could put the red.
I'm going
You
to
could
do
score
this.
the yellow.
I'm going to take the yellow.
Cool, because I didn't want you to do that, so that's fine.
So I'm going to go here.
Okay.
And that allows me to place a meeple. I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to place him over here.
Cool. You did what I totally don't want you to do.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to score this. You're going to get 4 points. I'm going to get 6. Guys, come off.
Cool. Good. You did what I wanted you not to do. So I'm going to take that one and drop it there. And that is on the 1, 2, 3, 4th floor.
Oh, here's your dude. I kidnapped him.
Why are you kidnapping my dude?
I'm going to make him work in a coal mine.
I don't know that.
Working in a coal mine.
That seems like bad work behavior. But alright.
All right. I will, let's see, what do you got left? You got math, or morph?
Morph, add a morph, yeah.
You got a morph. I'm going to take this blue
Morph.
one.
Can it be like the morph from Treasure Planet? The cute little pink
morph?
dude? I love him.
Yeah. I'm going to go here.
I had that as
And that's going to give me 3 points because
Happy
it's the
Meal toy.
3rd floor of the tower.
Do you remember that? He was like a squeezy toy?
Yeah, I remember him.
I liked him.
Would you like a 1 or a 1? Or would you like to morph that 1 to something else?
It's a different color, so I can morph it really to a yellow, to a blue or red. It's not gonna matter because I would get the same points. So
Well, there you're not splitting points,
that's
so you're gonna get 3 points there.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you morph that, if you put it
Yep.
here,
Yeah, you're right.
no, if you put it here,
Yeah.
morph it as a blue, then you're going to make me split. You don't have to split the 3.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So that's 2 points.
All right, so before we do our final tally, what we're going to do is we're going to get our points awarded for the towers. So any incomplete towers at the end of the game are going to basically score the same as what our central tower does throughout the game. So Megan, you have the most there, so you'll get 3. Go ahead and take your meeple back there. I have the most over here, so I will take 3, and I'll take my meeple back. Here I have the wizard, so I will actually get 3, and you will get 2.
Cool.
And then we look and see how many dudes we have on our spell book. I actually have 2, so I'm going to trade that in and take a 3. So now what we'll do is we will add up all of our point tokens and find out who wins the trophy. Okay, I think Megan cheated.
No.
Megan ended with 65. I ended with 61. This is the first time I've lost to you.
It's the first time I've won.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, so now that Megan has that tower trophy, let's get to what we think. So I have the advantage of having played this with, I think, every player count.
Yeah.
Because like I said, if you follow us on Facebook, you'll know that Dad's Lunch Group has played this quite a number of times. This is a filler game. As you saw, this game plays very fast. There's really not a lot of downtime. There's not a lot of AP that you got to worry about with this. I will say that I like it with the higher player count, basically at 4 players, because then you only have basically 1 turn. So every die that you take is very important. So I feel like the decisions that you make are more meaningful. In a 2-player game, you're taking 2 dice, and the scores are obviously a lot higher with that because you're scoring a lot more. But I find that the tension's not quite there at a 2-player game.
No, it feels very laid back, and I wasn't really feeling like much take that. I mean, you could, screw someone over if you take the dice, like the only dice option, and like that makes you like have majority or get higher points, but like there's not much.
Yeah, there is hate drafting
against you, I feel like.
Yeah, it's really not a lot of player interaction. This is a very casual, laid back game.
It is, yeah.
Because and this is a game, I think a buddy of mine, he talks about it's a football game. And
Yeah, I was gonna say
the
that.
reason why he calls it a football game is because
Watch the game.
you can have the game on the TV. You can have this. You're playing this in the background. You know, you're chit chatting. Oh, it's my turn. Okay, I'm gonna take this die and put it wherever.
I feel the same way. I mean, we just finished watching the hockey game. I feel like we could have easily been playing this while the game was on, and it wouldn't have like distracted me too much from what I would have done in this game.
Yeah. So gameplay. I want to play with 4 players.
I've only played with you, so it's just kind of meh for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a cool table presence, like we were talking earlier. When we were playing it, it looks cool. I think that is one of the like biggest things for me visually.
And I just noticed that got flipped to the wrong side, but I don't think we put anything in there.
Oh, yeah, I never got.
Nobody put there.
No,
yeah.
but oh well, it's whatever. It didn't matter. It's cool though. Like it's cool looking. The towers is just a very cool thing, and that's what I like about this game. I like the bright colors of the dice. I think that's cool. I mean,
and the dice are nice and big and chunky.
Dice, they are chunky. But like just seeing the visual growth of the game and how it progresses, I think that's cool. That's kind of what sells me on it. I like the little wizard meeple. It's just a cool little meeple. I like that meeple.
With him having the
star.
The star through his heart.
Jeez, all right. I mean, yeah, it's a cool little, addition to the game. But like overall, this is just, like you said. I feel like maybe if I played with more people, it would be a little bit more meaningful for me. But
and we do this sometimes. Avada Kedavra.
Oh no, this is way too soon.
The Dumbledore went dead.
Professor Dumbledore. Anyway, I mean, it's an okay game. Like you said, it's a filler game.
Yeah.
It's not one that I am like super into, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, this, like you had said, I really like the table presence. I think that's really cool. I do know that because this is the retail version. The Kickstarter version actually came with 2 expansions with it. Was hoping I was going to get a review copy of at least the expansion that adds a 5th player because I want to see how that dynamic changes the game.
Yeah.
But I've actually not heard back from IDW on that, so not sure if that's going to be coming or not. But the cardboard on these are nice.
Yeah, it's a nice finish on them.
Yeah, they are kind of slick. They
got a little slick. They're nice though. I mean, it is thick cardboard. Your little player mat. Oh, it has stuff on the back.
Oh, you never noticed?
I never turned it over.
Yeah. So on the back of the player or your spell book is basically kind of just a visual representation instead of having the words on there.
I like the words.
Yeah.
If I didn't know what that was, I would have been like, "What the heck?" I mean, I could get it, but I like the words, and they all have different names of the books. So just a little flavor.
I'm the Protectors of Gaia.
I have the Order of Eastwind, so I mean, just a little wizardy flair, I guess. I kind of like that. It looks like a little alchemy thing, like especially on the coins, like the numbered coins. It looks kind of like alchemist.
I wish they would have given more
fives
because
we make
or 10s or something.
Is it because we're in a 2-player? Do you have that issue when you play with more players?
No, because the scores are a lot lower.
See, so yeah, I mean...
In the Kickstarter, I think you got actually metal coins, and I think there were 10s and 20s or something. Plus, you also got like a mat, which the game really doesn't need a mat.
No, I mean, when we played earlier, we didn't use mat. It was just,
But, like Megan had pointed out, the meeples that you get, they're basically your apprentice meeples are your standard meeples.
But the wizards are nice.
But it was nice that they had that. And I think in the Kickstarter, I think these guys actually have like stickers. So like
shiny.
They look like wizards.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's a light game.
Yeah, it's very light.
Get non-gamers into this type of game. There's not too much thinking going on, like you said, filler.
It's almost kind of like a little party game that if you're going to go to like a Super Bowl party or something, and you just need a little something, or New Year's Eve party. This is a game.
All past those parties, they're next year now.
Yeah, that's okay. Depends on when people are watching this. They might get ideas.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, it's a game that anybody can pick up. It's not difficult at all. You can teach the game in just a couple of minutes. There's no issues with picking up.
Yeah.
I do like the one kind of mechanism as far as adding your dude and leaving him in the tower.
Yeah, that sacrifices him.
I've always felt that I have so many that about mid-game, I don't mind throwing them on there just to kind of win some of the other towers.
Because I remember even thinking, like, one of my first games I played, I was like, I don't know if I really want to, like, leave a guy on my spell book. So I was like, what if I want him on a tower? And then, like, halfway through, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter. There's so many meeples you're given. That's not really like a thing you have to consider about your meeple placement.
Yeah.
Because you have so many. You don't have to worry about like rationing them.
So really, if you wanted to tighten them up,
you could easily take out like 3
easily,
either.
yeah.
2 or 3. Yeah.
But you know, and maybe, I don't know, because like I said, I haven't seen the what the expansion rules are, so maybe they have something like that. But overall, I'd say it's a decent game. It's a filler. Like
There's
I said,
no meat to it.
No, there really isn't. This is just a very laid back game. I did have somebody on our Facebook page mention that they've only played one game of this. They played it with 4, and they didn't like it. But he's kind of an experienced gamer. I know him personally. And this just isn't really his kind of game.
I can see that though.
But like I said, this is, I think, even more geared to the non-gamer.
Yeah.
Or the gamer that just wants some casual game. But like I said, it's not a bad game.
It's aesthetically pleasing.
It's just a real simple game.
Yeah.
So that is Towers of Arkhanos from IDW Games, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
If you would like to support us, you can visit patreon.com/dadvdaughter.
Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.